We all know AI is changing everything, right? But for social scientists, the people who study how we all tick, it's not just a tool. It feels more like a superpower. It can write, it can analyze, it can interpret things we could only dream of before. But here's a thought. What if that incredible convenience, that power, has a hidden cost? What if making an expert's job look easy actually ends up making it worthless?
Just look at this. In the old days, analyzing complex social data was a total marathon. Weeks of painstaking work just to make sense of it all. Today, an AI can sprint through that exact same data and spit out insights in just a few hours. This isn't just a small step up, it is a complete revolution in how we create knowledge.
So that raw power, that speed, that's the incredible promise of AI. We're really moving past the idea of it just being a simple tool. It's becoming more like an active partner, a real collaborator in the whole process of understanding our world.
Think about the day-to-day grind for a researcher. Drafting reports, digging through mountains of academic literature, trying to interpret super complex statistics. AI can do all of that now. And honestly, it often does it faster and sometimes even more accurately than a person can. It's like having the perfect research assistant on call 24/7.
It sounds amazing, right? The experts are finally free to focus on the big ideas. But this is exactly where the story takes a turn. Because you have to ask, what actually happens when a really difficult, highly skilled job suddenly looks completely effortless? What's the hidden price we're going to pay for all this convenience?
And that question brings us to this really fascinating idea called the paradox of ease. It's this weird catch-22 where, when you make skilled work look incredibly easy, you might accidentally destroy its value in everyone else's eyes.
Think about it for a second. Our society tends to connect value with visible effort, with sweat and hours put in. So when AI jumps in and just automates all the hardest, most time-consuming parts of a job, all that intense effort just vanishes. It becomes invisible. And when people can't see the work, they start to wonder, well, what's it even worth?
And this isn't some new thing. We've seen this exact pattern play out before. The Industrial Revolution made the incredible physical craft of artisans seem less special. Then, the Computer Revolution did pretty much the same thing to the meticulous, careful work of accountants. And now, the AI revolution is coming for intellectual labor, the very act of thinking, creating, and making sense of things.
Okay, so what are the real-world consequences of this paradox? What happens when everyone starts to devalue real expertise just because AI makes it all look so simple?
It really all boils down to this one critical question. This is the question that clients, that employers, that the public is going to start asking very, very soon. If a machine is doing all the heavy lifting, why are we paying the human expert? And that question, it strikes right at the heart of what it means to be a professional.
But the answer to that question is so powerful, because the real work, the most important work, has always been invisible. It's not about crunching the numbers. It's about human judgment. It's about choosing what the data means, deciding what's important, and taking full responsibility for the conclusions you draw. That has always been the expert's true value.
So this means the role of the expert isn't going away, not at all. It's just evolving into something totally new, and you could argue something way more important. A whole new kind of expertise is emerging, and we're calling it meaning management.
Meaning management. That is the future for anyone who works with information. As AI becomes this massive engine that just churns out data and text, the human expert becomes the curator of its meaning. They're the final, absolutely essential checkpoint for accuracy, for context, and for social responsibility. They make sure the tech is serving us and not the other way around.
And this isn't just some vague, abstract idea. It actually breaks down into 4 really concrete jobs. First, the meaning manager has to verify that the AI's output is actually true. Then they have to interpret those findings within a real human context. Next, and this is a big one, they have to audit everything for hidden biases and ethical risks. And finally, they have to harmonize what the technology says with what is actually meaningful for us as a society.
So what does this all add up to? Well, it's a pretty fundamental shift in identity for social scientists, and really for any expert. It's a move away from being a simple producer of information to becoming a vital mind center for society.
So, in the past, an expert's main value was in producing the thing, the report, the analysis, the raw data itself. Their hands were on the keyboard, doing the work you could see. But tomorrow, Their value is going to come from guiding and curating the incredible output of AI. They become that essential human layer that sits on top of the machine, managing its power and making sure it's pointed in the right direction.
And that's really the crucial point here. While an AI can process an unbelievable amount of information, it can't replicate human wisdom. Those skills of critical decision-making, of ethical intuition, and that deep management of meaning, those are the things that are about to become more valuable than ever before.
So as we head into a world where AI becomes this powerful, unstoppable engine creating endless information, you have to ask, who's going to be its conscience? And that, more than anything else, will be the true job of the human expert.